Good.
Yeah,
We
that's
just got
cool.
one person online.
Yeah, that's cool. How you doing, whoever's online?
Nafisa,
Nafisa.
yeah, you didn't introduce yourself, Nafisa. Trying to be sneaky. Yeah, you're not sneaky.
Good morning, nice to meet you.
Good morning. I want to
I'm
see the whole
originally
face. This is what you
okay.
see right now. Good morning.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm originally from Bangladesh and right now I'm living in Halifax and I'm passionate about to work and education field. Most of like early childhood educator.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. Okay, well, I think we could go in a lot of different directions here. Good morning, I'm Micah. I'm from Florida. I live in Nova Scotia or in
So
Dartmouth. Micah, since 2017, so going on, I guess it will be, June would make 7 years now. Kind of been in and out of this place since 2010. So I'm kind of backtracking. Played and went to university in the States, made the jump to the professional level in 2009. Got released, ended up being homeless, sleeping out of my truck. Found out that there was university football in Canada, that I still had eligibility after playing professional. Drove 56 hours from Houston to here to attend St. Mary's, finished my second bachelor's and play football. And once I graduated, I went to Europe. I was in Germany. I did my master's and just literally traveled the world playing football and learning about people. And a byproduct of that was learning more about myself and what I'm passionate about doing. My passion is helping people. And I find different ways of being able to do that. I run a company. I own a company called Battle X. We do football specific training and athletic development. It's a vehicle for me to be able to connect with other people. And in this case, it's mostly youth, meaning high school, under university players and some professional athletes. And just being able to help them become a better person is what I really care about and what I'm really passionate about. And the things that it takes to be a good person, discipline, work ethic, communication, consistency, all those things are the same things that it takes to be a really good athlete. So being able to help them transition from the athletic mindset also into being a better person, bringing that holistic approach is what I enjoy doing. Amongst so many other things, like my guy over here, I can't pinpoint it. I truly enjoy just living and loving life and anything I can do within it. So that takes me to you all. Everybody here had some sort of, except for one person, had something that they were passionate about, something that they really cared about, something that is fun for them. I want to challenge some critical thinking skills, and I want to make this more of an open communication as opposed to a lecture or presentation. If you think about what you all said that you're passionate about doing, I think in anything we do, and I'll relate this a bit to football and life, when you have a goal, you've played football, we always have an ultimate team goal, and that's to win a championship. And I will get into championship, excellence, mindset, leadership, and all that. But the goal is to win a championship. It's great to say. What does it actually mean? You have to have some substance to that. Now comes the planning part. You got to take steps. And you got to win those steps. You got to have incremental victories in order to get to that ultimate goal. Right? So what is the ultimate goal of what you're doing here? Employability, finding work, I would say. If I'm wrong, please.
It's work, or maybe some will go back to school because their ultimate goal, they might need more certifications before they get to that. So it would be when they leave here, they'll either be going into a program or into
To get to work.
Yeah.
Okay, so an employment. And then you have steps for that. So now you have, okay, from here, you gain the knowledge, experience to be able to go into some sort of an educational program to be able to help you get to those steps to there, right? When we look at these things that we have to do, what are things that the things that you all mentioned that you're passionate about? What are steps that you would have to take in order to get there? What the end result is, yeah, I'm gonna get you to speak. The end result being turn your passion into your career. I know it sounds like, okay, yeah, it's easier said than done. It is. It's gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of hard work. It's gonna take discipline, dedication, commitment, consistency, all of those things. But are there steps that you can take to get to that? If you can cook, and I say cook in a light term, but being a chef, whether if that's gourmet, if that whatever that is, what are the steps you can take in order to be able to do that for a living? Would that make you happy? Is that what you would want to do? You mentioned ECE, early childhood education. You mentioned
I'm home support worker.
home support worker. What are the steps you would have to do in order to get there? What are the steps you would have to do for, early childhood education?
Well, first I would have
Go
to
ahead.
finish school,
Okay,
finish the program that I started, and then get to certifications. And then, yeah, go from there.
okay. And then project management, construction management? What do you have to do in order to get there?
Well, right now I'm trying to find a job, that's in the construction,
Field.
field.
Yeah,
So that way, because I already got accepted for the program here at Ivany in September.
okay,
So I want to just kind of find something that I can, that's not like, all year long. Maybe like landscaping or something like that, or like on a cleaning crew.
okay,
Or if I do start, like when I do start school in September, then they won't ding me for like getting the job and not following through all year, right?
right,
So if I get something that's gonna lay me off come September, I can start school and I won't have to worry about getting another job in the summer of the next year, so I can work there.
okay. So you have a plan. Do you have,
So,
well, I mean, you just kind of laid it out. You said like, okay, well, I need to have this term and this term needs to end by this so I can start school, so I can go right back into it. So do you have you scouted potential employers? Have you scouted any construction, landscaping companies? Have you reached out to them? Have you emailed them? Have you called them? Have you
Well, I
just showed
have
up?
to, in order for me to get the funding, I have to interview 3 or 4 people that's in the field. And I'm actually in the midst of doing it now.
Okay,
Like I'm just researching companies and stuff.
okay. So. Shit. There you go. You're on the path, right? So you have a plan. Music.
Yeah, what's that plan?
Yeah, like.
He's retired.
No, he didn't say that today. He didn't say that today. Right, so now we gonna hear it.
Can't tell you about my plan.
Oh, yeah.
Well, none of us said music, so you ain't gotta worry about us taking it.
No. I want to,
You want to or you will?
because you know I will.
Okay, there we go.
So basically, I do a few things under the same umbrella, like as an artist. Actually, this morning I just sent a ton of emails to schools, because that's one thing that I do is a workshop, like a songwriting workshop at schools. But then also, I want to have like one umbrella to put all this stuff at, because being an independent artist, it always gets so messy. Like you're all over the place, you don't know what kind of month you're gonna have, so I focused on performing at schools in the daytime, performing at universities at nighttime, so building residencies with them and relationships with them. And then I could build off of that, whether it be clothing, whether it be podcasting, whether it be anything related to like my basic skill set that I've been working with since I was a kid, which is writing. So, you know.
Okay, so it's great. You explained the things you enjoy doing. How are you gonna take those steps to do that? Because I mean, I think there's other demographics. I mean, we have downtown, like there's a bunch of clubs, like, getting your name out there as an artist, whether it's beats, whether it's the actual, composition of all the music, the beats, the lyrics, mashing it up, whatever. I'm not saying it in the sense
No,
of
I
like
hear you.
you being a DJ, but like there's that.
Promoting?
Promoting, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So eventually I would want my business to also be a publishing company so that when I do these other things outside of music, I can create the music that goes with it and get paid for it.
Okay.
Yeah. But as far as like,
What kind of music, what kind of songs, what kind of, do you do any like kid songs and stuff?
I wouldn't say kid songs, but I am one of the only artists that could like seamlessly go from performing at a school to performing at a club and wouldn't have to change anything with personality or anything.
Okay.
So that's kind of like one of my weapons that I use as an artist. Yeah, I don't make no nursery rhymes.
No, that's right, but I mean, you're in the schools and so I'm
Yeah.
assuming there's no.
No, I just try to
incentive.
keep it as genuine as real as possible. Like, listen, like the same thing I could tell a kid is the same thing I could tell, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
an adult, right? Like, this is life, like, but
So. Brain's thinking, so taking those lyrics. You know, there's something called AI, right? You know what that is?
yeah. Allen Iverson.
I don't know, not that AI.
That's the only AI I know. No, I use AI.
But, you know, you can take that and on Amazon, which is probably the biggest marketplace in this world right now,
100%.
right? They can publish the book for you and it costs you absolutely nothing.
Yes.
You throw it on
They do all that-
Etsy, you
all
throw it
that work,
on your Instagram, Facebook, whatever, have a link on it and people go and they can buy that book or they can buy that music. You can have digital assets.
Well, that's exactly what my whole thing is. Everything is digital.
So then throw it on there.
And brick and mortar. But I did retire though for a second. I'm back. So.
Oh, you back now? Okay, but you know, just trying to invoke some thought processes there that you know, you're sitting on stuff right now. Why? Get it out there.
Get my hair did first.
Well, I mean, they ain't looking at you when they hear your words.
No. I'm playing with you, but yeah, no. One thing that I struggle with, obviously, as a creative, is perfectionism. But we working on
I
that.
can empathize with
Yeah,
that.
we working on that. But no, I have a plan. It's just
Well, I'll give you this one for anybody that's a perfectionist and likes to have things absolutely perfect before it goes anywhere. It's visibility over ability. Right? I'm sure we've all seen people that are kind of in things that we like to do, and we're like, oh, we know we could do that better. The point is that we're seeing them and nobody's seeing us. Right? So visibility over ability. Now your ability shines through once you are out there. You gotta put it out there. And the beauty about things is that we all grow, we all develop. So when you put it out there after so long, and you're like, you know what, I can do that better, I can refine that, then you do that. And you just add another one.
step by step.
That's it. Just put it out there. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Somebody ain't gonna listen to it. Guess what? They ain't listening to it right now anyway. Put it out there. Well, there you go. Asia.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait for you.
Prepping.
She raps too.
Is that on?
She seen how you grilled me. She
Apparently.
said, I gotta get ready.
Yeah.
She said, let me just get this down.
Okay, you're on the time, 5 seconds, and then you just gotta hit it. 2. Let's go. All right. So,
Hello.
hello. Training. You enjoy doing that? So I mean, this is the perfect time when you talk about training fitness models. Being in that sort of industry, huh?
Sorry.
No, what'd you say when I said that?
No, fitness models.
Yeah?
What about that? What?
What about that?
That's
That's not up your alley?
I don't know.
I mean, you would just take a picture and get paid for it.
Yeah, I know. Wow. I don't know.
I mean, you're already training anyway. You're in there working out. Just have somebody snap some pics, set the phone up, just snap pics, some videos, create your own content.
I
And
feel like I need to get to a certain point before I can do that.
What's that point? How are you gonna get there?
Oh. Well,
Wouldn't showing your progress also make sense for someone
Yeah.
watching who's never done it before?
Yeah. I need to get a camera first.
You have one.
No.
Yeah,
I
you have a
didn't-
phone.
No. Phone's so expensive. The only thing that changes the camera, nobody, yeah, no.
Like, keep throwing up the excuses, keep throwing them out.
I just never thought of that.
Okay, well, that's an honest one right there, okay. Yeah, I mean, and you don't have to hear you grunting while you're lifting, you can throw music on top of it. And it could be something as simple as you doing a squat or doing some lunges or, here are my 3 favorite exercises. And it doesn't even have to be anything where it's like in a tutorial basis. It could literally just be you just posting you working out. That's it. So unfortunately, and I'm gonna be real, there are creeps out there. You're a pretty young lady, people are gonna watch.
Well, it's funny that you said that because I take videos now when I go to the gym. And like I'll post like my progress like once in a while on social media, and then every time I do, like people are like, oh, like I need tutorials, I need to do that. But I just never took the
So
time.
when you said earlier, the excuse was, I feel like I need to get to a certain point. What is that point? You've already said it. Well, you're posting this and people are asking, hey, what are you doing? Hey, can you do this for me? Hey, can you show me how to do that? You already have a warm market.
Yeah, but I don't feel like
It don't matter what you feel like.
I look what I want to look like to post the videos.
Great. Guess what? Nobody else feels like they want to look like how they want to look either.
Yeah.
So
You
watching
think they-
your progress maybe.
Yeah, you
It's
think
gonna
they-
inspire and encourage other people.
Everybody's doing it for their own like growth, not because of.
You remember when you said your
Yeah,
friend that
especially the
was
gym.
already working over years before you, and you were like judging yourself for a while, saying, oh, I wish I looked like that, and then you realized, oh, she's been doing this a lot longer than me, so it makes sense that she looks like that?
Yeah.
So everyone has to start somewhere, and you were inspired by watching her develop and what she looked like, but she didn't look like that when she started. So if you show people what you look like now, and then they see the progression, they can see where it goes. But if you just wait until you're some kind of whatever you feel like, then all of that content of your progress getting there is lost for the other people and for yourself, because then you can't look back on it either. So,
So 2 things. One is you will never get to your ideal self. How you think you should be and look and be at whatever, you'll never get there. You're always going to want to push that needle forward. 1. 2 is sharing that progress. Like, I feel like society now is all about the end result. You start here and then you just one hit wonder, overnight success. Like, shit don't really work like that. It takes a lot of hard work. And people really don't look at the progress or the process that you have to go through. And that's really where the magic is. You don't just say, hey, I want to look like this, go to bed, wake up, and boom, you're there. It's going to take dedication, commitment, consistency, work, like all of those things that I mentioned earlier. It's going to take those exact same things. Not only to get where you want to be or continue to work on where you want to be, but also to establish yourself as a brand or as a company or as an influencer or any of those kind of things. It's going to all take the same thing. And you got it right there. You go to the gym and you got a phone. That's all you need. Just post it. Just post it. And then post it every time you go to the gym. Just post it. Be your own boss. Not saying that you can't work any place else. You can do that on the side until you get to the point where like, you're like, you know what? Like I can just do this as my job, as my full time. Then you transition that to YouTube. Put some videos on there, 20-minute training with Asia. People watch that. And after so many people watch it, and after so much content you have on YouTube, guess what? You get paid on there too.
Then I can make my own clothes.
And you start spinning off from there. There you go. Now I want to dress like Asia, I want, this crop top, I want these leggings, like, and then you have your own style.
It's true though. Snowball effect.
I'm
You
gonna
can
put a
build
crop
that,
top when I work over with you.
right? You know what I mean? And then you can do that. You can start a Shopify. It doesn't cost you anything. You throw a design on there. You don't have any inventory and you just collect the money. That's it. You just now created 3 sources of income. And all you did was start with what you had was a phone. Camera. With a camera. Just make sure the camera ain't cracked. There you go. And that would go for you too, Gina. Same deal. I mean, training, swimming, like there's so many different types of niches out there. Like there is a market for swimming.
Well.
Huge market.
You're
Huge
just not in it,
market.
Michael. You're just not in it.
That's the thing. You're not.
That's why
Yeah.
the folks.
So,
But like we all have the capabilities to be able to do what we want and be where we want to be. Again, it's going to take work. It's going to take hard work. But guess what? No matter what you do, it's going to take work. If you work at a company, you own a company, you're doing it yourself, like it's all going to take the same shit. Work, consistency, 2 main things. All right, now you get into some of the softer things which have a huge impact. Now you talk about branding, you know, that was what you had mentioned that you want, you know, branding, whether it's yourself, whether it's your company, like you have to create that identity. You have to be, you have to figure out who you are and what you are for your brand. So I'll reference this with BattleX. When I first started BattleX in 2017, when I had a facility, I had quite a few people asking to partner with me. They wanted to align with us and what we were doing. And I said no. I'm sure it probably looked like I was arrogant or cocky or conceited or any of those kind of negative connotation types of words. However, I understood and I said it straight to the point to them that I have to create my identity first before I can move on and allow other people to be connected with me. Because if I allow these other people into this space, then what is BattleX? What do we do? Oh, they're just a building and have all these other people there. No. So we had to create who we were before we were able to partner with anybody else. So then goes into who you partner with is gonna either inflate or, I don't want to necessarily say inflate, but add to what your brand and image is or take away from and distract, right? So you gotta have strategic partners. With BattleX, we partnered with Lululemon. Absolutely love what they do with the community. They have a clean image, sustainability, training apparel, and more of a holistic approach as opposed to Nike or Adidas or any of these other, let's say, quote unquote, sport companies. Another one we actually just signed a deal with yesterday was Porsche. Again, when you look at performance, innovation, and excellence, this is what we stand for as well. They're that in the automobile industry. So being able to partner with them was, I think, a really good strategic alignment for our company, for BattleX. So being able to have your identity and then being able to attract what you want, right? It's okay to say no. That's another thing. It's really hard for people to say no. Start with no. Start with no. Somebody asks, no. Straight up no. Doesn't mean you can't come back and think about it, but the moment you say yes, can't go back. It's kind of messed up how that is. You say yes, there's no turning back. You say no, you can always come back and say, you know what, I thought about it. Let's do it. Say no first. Say no first. Because then you're not accountable for that stuff. You can continue doing what you want to do and where you want to go. Keep your plate clean. You say yes, you say yes, you say yes, then all of a sudden your plate is so full, you're like, fuck, now I got to cut something out. That doesn't look too good. Keep it clean and move forward from there. So I wanna hear from you all. Having this kind of discussion. What does that make you think of? Does that make you think of anything? Does that give you any ideas on where you can go and what you can do and steps you can take to get where you want to be? We're gonna start with you, because you ain't answered the first question.
Well, to answer the first question. The direction I'm trying to go to right now. And I feel like I could be passionate about and always wanted to. Is to open up my. Why? Because I want to call my. I want to do my own thing. And the direction that I'm trying to go in. Is having a cargo van company. I know it's a big niche there. And I feel like I can do it. The only thing that's stopping me right now. Two things, money and business planning.
Okay, so can I help you out there?
Yeah.
I'm gonna solicit some info. One is. I feel like general population, we get caught up on commas. You see a comma and you're like, man, how am I gonna get this money? No way. How you should think, it's how the hell you can use other people's money to get what you want.
Oh, no, that's the direction I'm trying.
Okay, perfect. So that's one. Two is, you said, the money, and then what was the second challenge you said?
Planning.
Planning.
Having an actual business plan.
Yeah, so there are definitely I'm sure there's resources there for.
We're doing that.
We're working on.
Oh, sweet, look at that.
There's also other resources.
Yeah, okay, all right, perfect. So one of them is getting taken care of. You're gonna start doing the business planning, creating that. So, it's, have any of you done a business plan before? Yeah, it's really in depth. Like really in depth, like you need to know everything. Not only your stuff, but other people, like potential competitors, supply chains, like everything. Kilometers for the dollar based on, gas and benzene for what you would do. Would you buy a vehicle or would you lease a vehicle? Goes back into the.
Let's let someone else find it.
Yeah, well, if you finance, you're buying it, right?
Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Yeah, well, I mean, even before you finance, or at least what you could do right now. Go to U-Haul, rent it for a day, and run your company from that.
Yeah, that could work.
They don't got that in the contract that's stopping from doing that?
No,
That's crazy.
That's what moving companies do. Yeah.
That's crazy. I would have been to death.
so you can.
There's a
can't-
partner right there.
Right, there you go. Like, and it's huge, right?
Oh, so finance, because it can be a write-off.
Well,
That and.
leasing, write off, but so is renting. It's an expense. And for the business you're doing, if you were to buy it based on the weight of the vehicle, it would be a write-off too. But now you look at cash flow. So you go into leasing and you're paying $600, $700 a month versus renting, and you can rent it for cheaper than that. And guess what? The insurance is already included in it, because that's gonna be that plus insurance. I'm just using this as an arbitrary number, but you know what I mean? So like when you rent it, like it's already, and that's something that you can do right now and get started. And there's so much work. You could just post it out on Facebook Marketplace. Hey, 2 black men in the truck, ready to move you wherever you're going. They say, hey, we want to move from here to here. Now you got to figure out how you're going to charge based on whether it's weight, whether it's on total load, and then distance.
I'm going by loan, but I'm not going by. The one thing I do not want to get into is furniture.
Okay, so now you're looking at being like commercial. Yeah, this, buddy, this city is growing at an alarming rate. I believe this is the fastest growing city in Canada right now. Right?
You trying to like some of them ones by there.
That show on the
Uh,
road,
Like,
literally.
you kind of like East Ham, like the
Yeah.
East Ham's part, like that's. been-
Yeah, well, East Hants, Elmsville, that's actually gonna be expanded to the city, through the city limits.
And there, and I think for 15 years, East Hams has been the fastest growing community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
East Hants, Elmsdale,
Yep.
that kind of area, right? It's right there, man.
Just gotta.
Plan it
out, plan it out,
and then pull the trigger.
put it in place.
Worst thing that happens is what?
Sitting.
Or you do it and
You learn what not to do.
exactly,
You tweak
you
it.
shape it up, yeah. You're like, okay, you know what? I can't charge it like that no more. I gotta do it this way. And guess what? That's okay. That's how you evolve in business. That's how you evolve in life, period. Right? You gotta always make adjustments. In football, the best coaches and the best players are the ones that make in-game adjustments, right? It's great to have a plan and how you're gonna attack it, but what happens if that shit doesn't work? And you gotta do it right on the spot. You don't got time to like, hey, we're gonna go back and,
Yeah.
you know, do this over. No, you gotta do it right then and there. Guess what? That's okay. I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. Yeah, man, I think that's cool. Takai, yeah, I remember that. And gamer. Okay, so I had this conversation with my son. He's 14. He's in 9th grade. He's in school in the States. He's a geek, which he's proud of. I'm proud of. I'm a geek too. Shit, I love geeky shit. But he's a gamer, and he also has a Division I scholarship offer to play baseball. When he's at home in Virginia with his mom and stepdad, the game is more of a, in our generation, it was like you just do it kind of for fun, right? He comes here with me and my wife, you know, me and my wife, his mom and his stepdad, we got a group chat. So we have a really good relationship and we keep each other informed. So he comes up here and we catch him. He's always on his phone. And we're like, bro, look, like you're here for a certain amount of time. Like be with us, right? And then one day we like going on these night walks, right? So we go on these walks and he ends up just saying what he's doing. He's like making content for TikTok. He has like 500 like 500 something thousand followers on TikTok. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, doing what? And he's like, he does these like animation things, he does this creation things, and I'm like, that's cool. And I'm like, so when you're on your phone, what are you doing? He's like, I'm just doing that. Two things. I was like, okay, do you want support or do you want some solutions? He was like, well, both. And I was like, okay, well, support wise, I think that's awesome. Keep doing it. And then I said, solution wise, one, we got to get you out of this phone. We got to get you a new phone so you can do this. And two, anytime you're on the phone, just tell us, hey, I'm working. Cool, you're working. Take your time. When you're not working, have that understanding to be able to disassociate or disconnect from that to be where you're at, right? Then we got him this, as a gamer, you all use computers now, like the real gamers, right? So we got this computer built from that costs like more than some of the prices, the cars y'all were naming, and all that stuff. And then we got him set up with cameras using his phone. So now he's recording him doing these playing games and however y'all do that. And he's posting it on YouTube. We help him set up a YouTube page. That was last December. So almost a year ago. He's at the point now where he's making money on YouTube. And he's making money from TikTok. So then, he comes up here, we press our own shirts and stuff at Battle Axe, and he's like, I want to make some shirts. It's like, okay, here's how we do it manually, because we're not doing it as like an apparel company. And then I was like, you know what? Let's start a Shopify. Started a Shopify, the little designs that he makes, you save it as a PNG, so that way the background is clear. You upload it in the Shopify, you place it where you want it, you size it, click done. They say, yep, you're good, confirm. And it's being sold. So all his buddies at school are buying his merchandise now. And I say that in sort of a reflection for you, like, shit, if you want a game, fucking make it work for you. And then you get into the point where like, okay, now you're making this money to take care of things. Now you can buy a better computer. You can buy a better gaming system. You can all from gaming. You can go to university right now for esports, for gaming. And I'm not saying school is for everybody, but like, it is an avenue. And if it's okay, or if you want to try it, I mean, you got a situation where you can go risk-free, earn a esports scholarship. Let it work for you. And then, Jamal,
Yeah, for me, just work with people,
yeah,
when kids, but now I think I need to go, kids, but could maybe I stay, like part-time,
yeah,
because I have like, little experience with, the school, I have the paperwork, like, trying to build, later.
yeah,
So I can build this one and get on this, do some practice more, and go with the school, when they work.
yeah. So, and when you say work with kids, like what, how do you want to work with kids?
Yeah, like, like, for example, helping, in that school.
Like like support worker?
Yes, not, I, not work, like assistant,
Like a teacher's assistant?
Yes, like.
EPA.
What is it called here?
EPA.
EPA?
Yeah, I like that, right, because I work like most time, maybe I shift to a long time, to work. Because when they have the paper, too, I need to just practice.
Yeah,
And go, I keep more security back time.
yeah, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. So you got, you're through some of that process with some of the clearances you have and the certifications you have for being working with security and then working security at schools. I'm not sure the pathway for like EPA, so I'm not,
I'm gonna have someone come in that's doing that.
Okay.
To be able to talk to.
yeah, okay. Well, you're already on track though.
But
Yeah,
this
he's like, I know.
program helping.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Sweet. Did I miss anybody?
Nafisa online.
Oh, sorry, Nafisa. I'll let you do this. So talk to us.
Yeah, so what I have to talk about?
Yeah, so, okay, so, potential pathways that you have in order, like how your plan on getting where you want to go.
Okay. So for working as an early childhood educator, I need level 2 certificates. So for that, I am going to enroll in program this at the end of March. This is part-time program. Yeah, it will take 2 years. And at the meantime, I have to work. So maybe I will start at daycares after I will try at school. And after that, I want level 3 certificates also.
Okay,
Yeah. If I get level 3 certificates, I can work as a supervisor of the childhood EC.
mhm,
After few years work, maybe 5 years, I want to open my own daycare.
okay. So you got a short and long-term plan.
Yeah.
That's cool. And then the business plan is coming soon. So yeah, okay. Well, I mean, you got it. There it is.
Yeah.
You had the best one because you got to hear everybody else's and you got to think about what you needed to say.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I mean I think that's fucking awesome. Like, being able to pull what you're passionate about. I mean, people ask me sometimes, how's work? I honestly don't feel like I'm working because I absolutely love everything that I do. My day is different every day. But it's everything that I want to do, and it's all in alignment. You can do the same. It's gonna take work. It's gonna take time. And work over time is your consistency. That's your math equation. Work, time, consistency. Anything else? You two want to add anything or?
Building the resilience to be consistent.
Yeah, okay, so.
Yeah, like when you don't feel like doing it, hurdles,
Yeah.
whether it's injuries, setbacks.
Okay, so that goes into the leadership,
Yeah.
being a champion. Okay. I'll go back to the athlete brain. Every athlete comes into a program saying what? We're gonna what?
Win.
We're gonna win. It don't matter if you're on the best team or the worst team. You coming in, you're gonna win. Right? Having a champion mindset, leadership mindset, you know, and I take it from sports into the real world. We all have the power to win at everything, to be a champion at everything. And it comes down to the decision we make. We get a decision every day, multiple decisions every day. And it's going to impact the rest of our day. And it's also going to impact how our life moves forward. When you wake up, when that alarm goes off, you got a decision. Hit snooze or put your feet on the ground and get up. Right? Then the discipline comes. You can leave your bed how it was, or you can make your bed. So when we talk about incremental victories, alarm goes off, get up. You won. You're up. You're ready to work. Second win, make the bed. As little as it is, it's going to create discipline and it's going to allow you'll feel better, especially when you go back into the bed. Like, man, seriously though, right? And then staying organized, keeping things clean, keeping things where they need to be. One, it clears out clutter in your brain because you know exactly where things are. And two, it like compartmentalizes things. And not only on the physical side, but also mentally and emotionally, it really compartmentalizes your being. You feel more in control of things because you are the one actually controlling it, which goes right into also the finances. Being able to put your finances where they are. You know, when that money comes in, have a percentage of where things are going. You know, have an emergency fund, have a fund for, you know, car, have a fund for groceries, and really just divvy it up. So now when you go to spend for a car repair, you go to spend for food, or there's no guilt feeling associated with it because you've already put money aside for it. Put aside money for travel, put aside stuff for just consumption, you know, things you want to have, your wants, not your needs. Right. And then like honestly, it's once you do it and you just stay with it, it's extremely rewarding. Extremely rewarding. And you are the one in control of that. So being a champion is being a champion or winning in everything. Everything that you do, you need to win. Not I want to win, not I can win, you will win. You have to win it, period. Because if you don't do it, who the fuck else is going to do it in your life? Like you own it. You got to own it. How you dress, how you talk, how you walk, like it's all you. And be you. Don't let anybody, you know, take you away from that or waver your who you are. Be who you want to be. Stand on your business, as they say. Done. Period. Mic drop. So when you leave here today, and when does this program conclude?
In the beginning of March. End of February.
Okay, so you got some time. So when you leave here today, and then when you leave, when you graduate from this program, what are you taking with you? What are you moving forward with? What are some of those things that you feel that you can go with?
Are we actually answering?
Yeah. I want to talk. I want to hear y'all talk. Sorry, Jazz. She's writing hard over here. She's like, man. So when you leave today and when you graduate from this program and you move on, what are some things that you can take with you? What are some things that you will do?
The knowledge that I gained from the program,
Which is what?
everything that I'm learning,
Okay. You're retaining all of it.
I'm trying.
Right. Okay. What are some things that you know right now that you've learned that you can take?
Gratitude.
That's a huge one. That's a huge one. Y'all from gratitude. Love it. Okay. I'll leave that one there. That's good enough. Where you at?
I think I will take,
You think or you will?
I will, take accountability
That's another big,
with me, yeah. Cause, it's hard sometimes.
it's hard all the time.
No, for real.
Yeah, accountability is a big one, and that's, goes hand in hand with gratitude, you know, being able to be gracious with yourself too, having that accountability, that responsibility, being able to take control, and if shit doesn't go however you want it to go, it's not anybody else's fault. How can we change it? How can I change it? Right, it's really good. Really,
This is my second time doing the program.
okay,
you got it. So I failed the first time. so-
He's helping.
He facilitated.
He was a participant.
okay, that's cool.
But yeah, the biggest thing for me is consistency. Like you gotta do the small stuff all the time. You gotta do what you have to do every, like, you know, like you can't really, like you can't have these humongous dreams and not eat, like, and not do the little stuff, right? So, and then you gotta find a way to not make them so gigantic, like something that's just so easy, you just, you know.
Okay,
you get
so
away from doing it.
I'm loving what you're saying, but I want you to put it in a positive. Everything you said was a negative. It was a can't, it was a not, it was a won't. You can't not think like this. No. You should think like this to be able to move like that.
Oh, basically to do what you gotta do.
Okay, sum it up. It is, okay. Asia,
I guess the same as.
you guess? You gotta speak word.
We also
Affirmation.
did spend a lot of time on being intentional.
Yeah,
That's the
intentional.
word, yeah, intentional.
And affirmations, like say it, own it, be accountable.
Okay, well, I'll add on to what Majid was saying. One thing I definitely can take, now, as of right now.
Can or will?
I will take as of right now. Gosh, you need to be my trainer. I'm telling you. I will never choose that. Like, no, this is crazy. Okay, anyways, that's off track. But you're just so like I need to be So I'll add that. I need to basically everything. Like, you know, accountability, not allowing myself to slack, pushing myself.
Not, what, so change, not allow myself to what?
Word.
How do you put that in a positive?
It's like-
Just doing, allowing.
That's English class.
Allowing
right there.
myself to doing what I need.
No, instead of not allowing myself not to slack, it's being accountable for my actions.
Yeah,
Yeah. Positive,
being accountable for my actions.
there we go, okay.
And yeah, just not allowing here. Not, how am I supposed to use it? There's no,
Well,
You
Flip
can't, you have to say it a
Yeah, don't
different
talk about
way.
what you want, do talk about what you will do.
There we go.
okay, I will. This is so hard.
Don't say the word. Say the word after that. What you're saying.
I will focus more on the positive when it comes to myself and my mindset. And that is one of the reasons as to why when it comes to things like the gym and stuff, I'm not as consistent as I want to be because I just beat myself down. Because I'm always like in the negative instead of, you know, switching not wills. We don't do that over here.
So you will do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, bet.
We do that over here.
Regina hiding that.
Yeah, she's there. What will you take from today and from this program when you graduate and move on?
Finish this program. Try.
Try? No try. No try. Do.
What time?
No, I don't.
No, like, niche verzuta? Ja, verzoeten, danke. Nicht verzoeten. Do.
Betty, come on, help him out.
What are you learning in the class that when the class is all done in March? What will you remember? What are you gonna do from the class?
I am, my information,
Mhm. Value and information, yeah.
every day
Learning more.
I learn more and I want everyone excited for another day.
In class.
Yeah.
Take it, keep
But-
the energy when
but
the class is
Tina,
done.
When you finish the class, after you have the baby,
Okay.
what you gonna do?
Congratulations.
She left that out with the word
I
about
don't know,
swimming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah,
Thank you. When I finish this program, I will follow my baby.
yeah, that's fair.
And next year maybe. Not maybe, but,
You work on something.
Yeah, okay.
So I got there.
Yeah, good, I'll stop. Okay,
Oh, man. More understanding of myself and putting in basically what I wasn't understanding it into perspective.
mm-hmm,
Everything's just lining up. That's what I'm taking.
that's powerful, bro. That's powerful. That's cool. Jamal?
For me, maybe you have, a program of the diamond skill. Maybe this thing is the program, the skill of ourselves and value the thing,
Mm-hmm,
I think we have to be smart in what we're there,
yeah,
Take us to be specific and doing something more in time, we'll try to,
yeah,
to work on ourselves. So, we work on the skill more than again,
right,
we miss the thing, the program is like, inside us, so digging us inside, from the skill and the value of the game.
right.
And this is very important, this program.
Yeah, that is good. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay,
Just being more like,
you guess?
no, I know, being more intentional, acting, maybe do what I say. So like, say I'm gonna get up early, instead of just saying, I'm gonna get up early.
Mm-hmm.
So I say I'm gonna get up early, and then I press these.
Yeah.
This is serious.
I did this morning, and I'm very confident.
Mm-hmm. So you thought I was talking to you then when I said that, huh? Yeah. Okay, that's dope.
I'll say, I'm gonna take everything that everybody said, and I'm winning.
Winning. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I think, oh, yeah.
It's not our play today.
First of all, what's the question? What was your?
What would
question?
you take from today and also, what would you take when you complete the program?
Oh, goodness, there's so much.
Oh, this should be easy then. Talk to us.
Huh?
I said, this should be easy then. Talk to us. You said there's so much. Sure.
No, I mean, there's so much information. You just can't really pinpoint what you're gonna take. You just have to take everything. I know working on myself, a better me. I already took steps to doing that. Getting myself in the gym, changing my eating habits, self-care. What else?
Why, you looking like you got notes or something?
Because he said some very good things that stuck out to me. Honestly, I just have to. I gotta be true to myself. I have to stop being lazy, and I have
Don't
to.
stop being lazy.
Don't? No, I have to
You
stop.
didn't say in positive words, don't just cut the donut.
Stop being lazy.
No,
What?
Cut.
Be productive.
Be
Okay.
productive.
there we go.
Okay, I have to be productive.
Yeah.
No more procrastination.
No, that's a bad word too.
Right?
I'm gonna be on time.
The washroom.
I'm gonna be on time.
Gonna be
I'll be
punctual.
punctual.
Wow, there we go.
Okay, what else? You should be teaching, Marja. What else? And just show up for myself, right? And, I just have to start instead of, I do a lot of thinking of what I want to do, but I don't start what I want to do.
Mhm.
So I have to put my
Execution.
thinking into play, put it in motion.
Just do it.
So.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Nafisa,
geez.
what do you take from today? What do you take when you complete the program? What's successful?
Actually, I took that course as built my confidence and learned how to manage my work and life balance, because it's been a while. I didn't work and I didn't go to school. So I'm planning to study my study. So this course is kind of training for me before that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, bet. So I think the last couple of things I will say would be along the lines of just get started. I feel as people, we think too much and we have all of these ideas of what it should look like and how it can be. Really what it is fear. You're fucking scared. And guess what? That's okay. But use that, internalize that and use that as fuel. Like, it's okay to talk to yourself. Tell yourself, you know what, I can do hard things.
It's just not okay to answer yourself.
There we go. Right? But tell yourself, I can do hard things, like work through it, work through it. It's not gonna be easy. It is gonna be hard. I can do hard things and work through it. Right? And another tidbit would be setting boundaries. That's something for me that I continually work on, setting boundaries. I want to help anybody and everybody that I can at any moment. You gotta be able to set boundaries for your own sanity. You gotta have space for yourself. But you also gotta be able to be in a spot where you control what you want to happen, and not other people and outside influences doing that. So when you start your company, when you start doing, working places, and have your boundaries on like when you will accept work calls and when it's a personal call. Have boundaries on how people are going to speak to you.
Period.
Like, those things are really important because you're a
Sorry.
person and you have feelings, and at times obviously you got to set some of them aside and work on the professional and the business side of things. You cannot have emotion in that. But you got to be able to set boundaries. Like, you have to. I think that goes into, Andres was asking me about, wearing multiple hats. How do you, do that, being organized, setting boundaries. Stuff's really, really important. And, your word is everything. And this was a lesson that I learned the hard way. As I mentioned, I ended up being homeless and I had my truck, and the only thing I had really was my truck and my word. So if I said something, I had to do it. Because if I didn't, well, it's the only fucking thing I had at that time. So if I couldn't stand on my word, there's nothing else I could stand on. So it goes into being intentional, being where your feet are. Be there. Be there. Set those boundaries. Be intentional. Stand on your word. Stand on your business. Be about it. And just get it done. Do it. You can do hard things. Do you have any input? Any questions? Anything you want to add?
Questions, folks. Yeah, there better be some questions. Thoughts.
Yo, so what, like your company, you train for like people that are trying to be in like football? like sports?
Yes, we are very niche. We do football specific training. And then here, there's not as much football as there would be, let's say, in the States. Every athlete wants to be faster, more explosive, stronger. So I work with that athletic development side as well. So other sports athletes. That's one part.
No other
Of the
training,
company.
outside of football.
Like personal training?
Yeah.
No, sorry.
But we did have Jed as a guest speaker.
Yes.
And she does actually rent space over at my gym.
Yeah,
to
so
train-
Jad
to
is
train.
awesome. So, yeah.
No,
There's
I just
that.
need you, I just need you to take a voice memo.
I
Just do it, don't stop. And I.
I won't
just
say
do it,
don't
I'll-
stop.
love
Oh, well, whatever.
Keep going.
you say.
Keep going. There we go.
Yeah.
See, look, you got it. So, but if you wanna come to Battle X and you wanna train there, you wanna work out there, you wanna make the content there, hit me up.
Yeah, he gonna put you to do content.
No, I'm saying for herself.
Make sure you food chain.
We got something there. We got something there.
Cause I don't do like the hardcore, I just do the basic training, so it would be nice to
That's
get
okay.
like a feel as to what it would be to be like yelled at, you know?
Oh, okay.
We're
Don't call me
going
like.
to boot camp. We're going to boot camp.
Well, just because
We're not like yellers like that. We're loud. It's an intense environment. But it's positive, it's encouraging and supportive.
Yeah, but that's, like, I don't mean like yell, but like, I mean like
Intense.
someone else to like also hold me accountable instead of just myself, cause like, like sometimes when I go to the gym, I'll work out. But then I know by the end I didn't push myself as hard as I can, so like having that extra, like even when I go with my best friend, the one that's in the gym before me, like whenever we go together, those are when I have my best workouts because we're on top of each other.
Pushing each other.
So, yeah, so, but when I go with myself, sometimes I'll have my really good days where I can push myself, and then sometimes I'll allow myself to not go as hard as I know that I can.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Okay, hit me up.
I love you.
Now, but you play football, yeah, NFL.
Not in the NFL. I played in the CFL and I played in Europe.
That's it.
Not in the NFL.
So what about the football? Some you to push your life?
Say that one more time.
How to play football? I mean, how is your life pushing you for your life and business? How is
How's football play a part in that? So I think there's a lot of layers to that. There's a lot of layers to that. One is football, I would say saved my life growing up in Florida. I didn't think I was gonna live to see my 18th birthday, to be honest with you. Never had thoughts or ideas about going to college or university. Was pretty good in high school. Interest started coming, attention started coming. Then it was colleges wanting me to go to their school. And it was like, okay, like I guess this is a real thing. And especially getting Division I, which is the highest level of college football in the States. Being able to have an offer and sign and go there was a pretty big deal. And then at that point, it was like, okay, well, I need to take so many classes to be able to play. And then I got to pass so many classes to stay eligible to play. And you have 4 years where you could play. So in that time, you have to take so many classes. And once you pass them all, you end up with a degree. So the first one, I kind of just got by default, went through some classes so I could play football. And it wasn't until I went pro and got released and was homeless that I was like, oh shit, like I gotta fucking figure something out, because at that time it was all football. Then I realized, well, I'm not gonna be able to play this game forever, so I gotta figure something out. When I came to St. Mary's is when I really took education serious, and I earned my degree there. Then was able to go back and play professional, and then I had the opportunity to do my master's degree.
What degree do you have?
I have a business, I have a psych and social, and I have a master's in arts, North American studies. So yeah, 3 completely different fields. And I started out in engineering, and then when I transferred to schools, I didn't have engineering, so I went the other routes. So that was kind of the journey through football, and you know, with the football, being able to come to Canada, go all throughout Europe, Germany, Switzerland, France, Italy, Austria, Poland, Sweden, Russia, China, India, like Japan. I literally been and lived everywhere. Being around so many different types of peoples and cultures and languages and traditions and history gave me a better appreciation, not only for other people and other people's perspectives, but also really helped shape and refine myself and my perspectives. And understanding the value of how you make somebody feel, those connections and those relationships. When it came time where I felt this whole, okay, I feel like I'm done with football and then finally retired, I didn't have a backup plan. I had no idea what I was gonna do. Had no idea where we were gonna live. I was still in Rome at the time and bought our condo through a fax machine at a coffee shop in Rome. Never even saw it, just paid for it. Came here. It happens to be in Dartmouth, which was a great spot. My wife and I came here and thought, being a Black man with 3 degrees and, professional world experience, that finding a job would be easy. And I was wrong. I couldn't even get a job at Sobeys. So, there were nights where, I'm crying myself to sleep with my wife, like, what in the hell am I gonna do? I had some money saved up from playing, but money's going out and ain't nothing coming in. That shit goes real fast, no matter how much it is. And she hit me with a cliche. She was like, if money was no object, what would you do? Essentially the same question I asked you all. What is your passion? What are you passionate about? And then what are your plans? What are your steps to get there? And we had that, and it was like, I really enjoy helping people. I enjoy teaching people, through football and training, and I still do modeling. I still do all this other public speaking. I teach at Dow and at St. Mary's. I can go on for the amount of things, and she says, just do that. I said, bitch, I'm going to bed. Like, I rolled up. And it's a true story. And then the next day, Battle X popped up, and Battle X stands for Brown Athletics. It's much easier to market Battle X than it is Brown Athletics, and created a brand type, a logo type, and color font, and how I wanted it. I wanted it to be intense. I wanted it to be impactful and powerful. And this is where the black and the red came in. The white comes in for cleanliness and, clean and straight to the point. And that was our color palette. And it was like, okay, we started moving with that. And yeah, I didn't have a facility at the time. I started with a football, some bands and the cones on the outdoor field, and realized, like, at some point it's gonna get cold. It's gonna start snowing. It's gonna be raining. And initially I rented space from, a private gym here. And that was really hard. So I didn't really have any boundaries at that point. I didn't really understand. I just knew I needed to be in a place. And this is going to be a politically incorrect way of saying this, but he actually like raped me when it came to like how much he was charging me to be there. And there was no way I was going to be able to build a business and do that. So I can do hard things. This is what I wanted to do. And I went and got my own location. And started fucking just grinding from that point on. And then it grew. We got another location, and we're actually in the process now of purchasing land and building a full field inside with other offices and weight rooms attached to it. We're also going to use that space to allow the community to be able to use it at no cost. I really care about community, and I think it's really important. And that's how football tied in it. So again, football is just my vehicle to be able to help people. Battle X is the umbrella, and I do everything under that. Hope that answers your
How
question.
do you spell it?
BATLX.
Oh.
I just searched it up.
You find it? Yeah, bet. Yeah, on Instagram is BATLXHFX. So Battle X Halifax, basically.
Oh, wow, it's right by my house.
Oh, look at that. There you go.
So, Micah, you talked about, you can do hard things.
talk about how boundaries are important. You run the business with your wife,
Well, that's one we run together.
or is that how I don't want to word it wrong.
No, it's-
I guess what I'm getting at is like, if you work with your partner and then you live with your partner, if you have challenges with the business, how do you keep that separate from personal life? Like, a lot of people maybe will be drawing on family members, partners, whatever, and they're going forward. So how do you navigate that? How do you have boundaries when you spend so much time with a family member at
He's
work
like,
and
"Let me
at
take a
home
drink, I
and
ain't
in
saying
life?
nothing." Yeah, so, two things, I think one of
Ask
them.
you for a friend.
Right? Okay, son, I think there's some really important things that like money just can't touch. One of those things, as I mentioned, was relationships, you know, how you make somebody feel. With that is, that I guess is tied under communication. So being able to communicate, have effective communication skills is really important. And I don't mean just verbiage, because the biggest communication skills we have is actually nonverbal communication cues. So communication is one. Knowing again how you make somebody feel. So I can't just say, you know what, Angela, like, you're not doing this right. You're fucking full of shit. I need it done this way, because that's gonna make you feel absolutely horrible. And instead, it's like, hey, okay, here's what we're looking at having. What challenges are you facing to get there? How can I help you? Can I support you? What do you need? Then you feel like, shit, he's really trying to help me. He's supportive. He's talking to me like I'm a person. Okay, yeah, you know what? I actually could be open because he's asking me to be open about it. Well, I have problems with this, and that. Okay, I can help with this one. You know what I mean? Like, the communication is really important. And then the boundaries. Really important. You know, when it comes to work stuff, I have to email my wife. She may be sitting right next to me, and she'll email me. Okay, fine. Like, and I'll email her, right? But it's really important in creating that structure and having those boundaries. So I'll email her. I do the same with everybody else. When we were on the phone, you may not even know that I did it, but I told you to email me. I said, I hear you. I understand. I'm down. Email me. So now I made her accountable. And if she never emailed me, then it's not on me. I did my part, right? So I set that boundary for her to email me, and then we had communication from there. And then we also, you know, went back and forth with text and everything, but I had to set that boundary, like, hey, email me. Okay, cool, now we're set. So again, it comes down to communication. You know, we call it being hot with each other, honest, open, and transparent. Communication.
Everybody got that.
Oh, yeah.
Good hot.
What about Europe, Asia, and Canada? What is the fruits for this?
From those different, okay, so as far as like the thought process or the feelings of being in those places,
Honest, open and transparent.
yeah, I find Europe does life the right way. Life, they care about life, they work to live. And they work, but they enjoy life. They take care of people. A full work week there's 30 hours. That's full time. 30 hours. They have 2-year mat leaves, paid. And when I should say paternal leave, because the dads can leave for that as well. Their healthcare system, well, I guess we have that in Canada too, but theirs is really good. But they care about life. They care about, you know, when you hear, I think when you return a bottle, it's what, 10 cents, 5 cents?
Plastic. or
Yeah,
not,
depending on the
plastic.
bottle.
Their bottles. So there, plastic is 25 cents. And then a glass is 40. That's a gold mine. So what we used to do is when we were out there, if we would have parties, everybody would leave their bottles and beer bottles there. We would take them, it's called a font. Yeah, font. They have them right like at the checkouts at the grocery stores. You put it in there,
It feeds it.
Oh, yeah, this
You
thing.
press the thing, it gives you a ticket,
Right on, and you
and
cash it in.
you cash it in, or what we could do is buy our toiletries, we buy our paper towel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really, it kept the place really clean. So now, you know, you look at sustainability, you look at, you know, the global impact and footprint, like, I really feel they do life the right way. The North American side, it's you live to work. Everybody's about the hustle and bustle. Like, I gotta get up, I gotta go to work, gotta go to work. You know, I think about my kids and like I made sure to support our family so that Kelly could stay home with our son. So we can have that time to raise our kid as opposed to, nothing against early childhood education. But we didn't want him to be in the daycare fucking 8 hours, 10 hours a day. We get home, he has something to eat and he goes to bed. We get no time with him. Right? So we took accountability for that. But I feel like, you know, the way society is set up here, it's like, you gotta go to work. You gotta go to work. We don't care if you're sick, we don't care if you got kids, or if you're having a kid, we don't fucking care. Come to work, right? That's not really, I don't know, that just doesn't jive with me. And then on the Asian side, tradition. I really enjoy, oh, let me go back to the North American side, accessibility of things. So, you know, you can get any and everything you want on this side of the world. In Europe, like in Germany, trying to find peanut butter, it's hard. Peanut butter, hard. But they also have, I really enjoy or like the regulations and the criteria that they have around food. It's really good compared to the North American side, but you have the accessibility to get any and everything you want out here. On the Asian side, yes, you have accessibility. There is a huge American influence out there when it comes to like style, and you know, kind of like the urban life, but there's also a really good balance with like tradition and history. You know, like being in Japan and just learning about like the samurais and like that whole, like, wow, unreal, right? And like how they value their families and like the names and like, I found that really cool and really fascinating. Same being in India and Calcutta, like the traditions, the families, you know, they still make their clothing hand woven. I guess Turkey wouldn't be part of the Asians, but relatively similar when it comes to like the Persian rugs. You know, they hand knot these rugs, which is like, I just find it really fascinating that somebody was making this rug. Like, how fucking long did that take? How did you learn how to do that? You know what I mean? But those are things and traditions that are passed down in the families. I just find all of that fascinating. I mean, and like I've learned to love history growing up in the States. History, absolutely hated it because it was always America was the savior and the big bad helpers and blah, blah, and come to find out that that was absolutely not the truth. And being in Germany and in those kind of areas, you know, learning about, you know, World War I, World War II, Nazi Germany, how things were at that time, being, you know, it was really fascinating. So those are the things that I learned from those areas. Yeah.
I have a question.
Sure.
It's kind of personal, but if you don't want to answer it,
I will say no.
Pardon?
I will say no, but I won't answer it.
You said about you didn't think you were gonna make it to your 18, to see 18. So what, like, what was the challenges that you faced? Like, how you became homeless?
Anybody been to Florida? Where? Disney? Miami, where? Miami Beach or Miami?
We stayed in Coconut Grove, but Miami Beach.
Okay, so you're in Coconut Grove.
Fine.
Okay, so you're in Coconut Grove?
I was in North Miami. South Beach.
North Miami, like North Miami Beach or North Miami?
North Miami. South Beach.
Okay, South Beach doesn't count. Anybody else, Mike? Atlanta? Where in Atlanta?
Georgia.
Yeah, Atlanta is in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, support, you know. Alpen. No.
Can't think of that. Coconut Grove. It does. That shit's rough when you're outside of the, South Beach, Miami Beach area, like. Outside of Disney, outside of Busch Gardens and all the theme parks like Florida is. It's Florida. Yeah, it's Florida. I mean, it's the majority of Florida is the hood.
No, see, when I think of Florida, I'm thinking of
But I think,
beautiful Florida,
Oh,
nice weather,
Yeah, we
Yeah,
stay.
right?
that-
Like,
I say
I don't,
like everything.
Brandon. Oh, you were in that part of Coconut Grove.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
when I go. to
yeah, right?
Florida,
I
think
don't
of
hear nothing
Wicks.
bad about Florida.
Wicks?
Yeah. Like those
Yeah.
dreads that they call.
Oh, Wicks, yeah, Wicks, yeah.
Like that's what I.
Yeah, that's what I thought first, because I didn't think she would know Wicks, but yeah. Yeah, it's, it was tough. It was rough. Seen people get shot, walk past dead bodies. Gangs in school, people getting beat up. Like I think stuff like that to a degree happens everywhere, but I don't know that it happens as much as it did there.
Were you like following the wrong crowd or just?
No,
Okay.
actually, so when I was a senior in high school, I was 17, so I graduated high school at 17. Prior to that graduation, I used to go to this park called Nucio Park, and there were these men. They were playing semi-pro, and I would go, after school. I'd end up going there, and then walk home. They're playing football, and I'm like watching them, and then I got the courage to ask if I could toss the ball, and they would like let me throw the ball. There's random drive-by shootings at times. Anyway, there was this one guy that he had all the nicest cars, had all the gold teeth, the chains, the watches, the clothes, had the newest equipment, always just looked clean. And found out that he owned a couple clubs and all that kind of stuff. He ended up taking me to a club, one of his clubs with him, and said, "This is all it is. Like, you're not missing anything." He told me, "If you ever need anything, just let me know." He said, "You're special. You have a special talent. You don't need to get caught up in the streets and anything that's happening here." I'll be more blunt. It was a strip club. Never been to a strip club ever since that one time. Never been around, never done any drugs, any of that kind of stuff. You could say essentially like scared me straight. And not that I was going down a bad path, but he understood. At that time we had like newspapers. So every time we played a game every game was Friday nights. In Florida, football is Friday nights. Texas, football is Friday nights, period. Saturday morning, the first thing you want to do is grab the newspaper. You want to see the pictures, you want to see the stats, you want to see the rankings. This is what you want to see. You're on the news, like when those things start happening, you start becoming more visible. People start knowing who you are. And you get cast that want to attach to you because you're going someplace and they want to ride your coattail and they want to like look out for you. "Hey bro, I got you this, I got you that. Hey, if you do this, you can get a couple bucks." Like, he really kept me away from that stuff. He kept people away from me. And I didn't know this until after. Yeah, it was scary at times. It was challenging. My mom was working all the time. It was me and my two sisters. I'm the oldest, and I had to grow up real fast. I had to essentially be there to protect my family. I didn't have the pressure of having to provide for my family at that time, which allowed me to just concentrate solely on football. Personal enough for you?
Yeah, I mean, wow. Thank you.
You only have one sister,
2,
younger than you?
yeah, both of them. That was hard as well. I mean, ultimately, I feel responsible for, or felt responsible for them growing up, and then me leaving and going to college. I still felt responsible for them. My first year of college, my grandmother died, so then I felt responsible for my mom as well. And you know, there are things like, you know, when we talk about, you know, being intentional and being intentional with words. I'm really, really on that with, you know, people around my boys, my 2 sons. I'll give an example with me. You know, my mom growing up, I was always her child that was going to make it to the NFL or pro, and like buy her a house and buy her a car and all this kind of shit. I know she meant well. What ended up happening is when I did make it pro, it basically became extortion. She wanted to know how much I was making. Can I send the money for this? Can I send the money for that? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it wasn't until I healed myself and learned more about myself, and then started setting those boundaries, that I realized what was going on. When I was homeless, I didn't have any help. I didn't get a call that they need this and that. I didn't get a call, hey, come stay here. That shit never happened.
Good to know.
Yeah, they know. They know. But yeah, and then at that point, I was like, you know what? I essentially put myself here, regardless of what the circumstances are. I have to ultimately be accountable for this, which also means I need to be accountable to dig my ass out of this if I want to go somewhere. And through that process, I was able to heal myself. Over time, that relationship with my mom and my family has repaired with boundaries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're, oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask him, do your sons play football?
The youngest one, we actually just signed him up 2 days ago. He's 5, he'll be
Oh.
6 in February. He's extremely athletic. Like really, he's been featured on Sports Center and ESPN for his talents at that young of age. And my oldest boy, he plays baseball. He has a couple Division I scholarships offers. But he's also on track to be a Rhodes Scholar academically. So he's already been identified as going into that pathway, which is a really, can't say the most prestigious, but it's a pretty fucking big academic, you know, kind of world achievement. But yeah, so things like that, words of affirmation, you know, my little guy, he throws a football and people are like, oh, you want to be a quarterback or play football like your dad? No, he does it because he wants to do it.
Yeah.
And he has fun doing it. And that was really challenging for me at first. I almost didn't even want to play football with him, catch, because I didn't want it to be perceived that I was pushing him to do this.
Yeah.
Until I got to the point where I was like, you know what, fuck other people. He wants to do this. If I have the capabilities and, you know, the experience to be able to help him, why would I not help him? I think any parent that has the experience in doing something that their kid wants to do, they would help them. If you had a son or daughter that wanted to be a chef and cook, you would fucking help them. So why is that any different from me, right? So I had to get over myself and over my fear, because I can do hard things, and work with him and my older boy and stuff.
Oh, do you run any youth programs?
Yep, all these programs.
JJ was with them. I seen the post.
JJ Stairs?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had JJ for some
Oh,
time.
what's the age?
Oh
We-
my God, what's his name?
We go from 10 up to professional athletes.
Okay. Yeah, maybe that's something I need to put my son in,
What's up?
Yeah,
because he's just,
he's getting himself into what the guy was trying to do.
Mhm.
and it's hard, you
And he
know?
was really athletic as a kid. Like he played soccer. Yeah, like he's really athletic. He's really, really good at basketball. He just doesn't have his mind set on the things that he should have his mindset on.
Mhm.
And like, he's very, very stubborn, so like, right now, he thinks that he knows everything. And we just don't want it to get to the point where he makes some mistakes, and after he makes some mistakes, then he realizes, wow, what mom was telling me is what I should have did from jump.
Mhm.
He's just very stubborn, so,
That's
I
right.
think they all are at that age.
yeah. No, none.
You found us, you can pass that on to Angela and hit me up.
Okay.
So hit me, go again, putting it to you, right, hit me up.
No, cause
We'll-
like
we'll
it's,
chat.
I mean. I'm gonna
It's okay, I'm sure it must be hard. Couldn't even imagine. And it kind of.
I think they're just distracting.
It's different.
All right, take your time.
like, with him, like, I poured myself in him, where I just didn't do anything for myself, it was always getting help for him, trying to, I took him to see a psychiatrist and just everything, and it's like, what else do I do for him? Like, and it's so hard because I'm a single mom, and all I do is just ask God literally every single day, bring him back home safe. I don't get no phone call that, something that happened to him. Because there's days where, he's out there and I don't know where the heck he's at. And he has so much support, but it's just like, his dad's not in his life. And I can't control that. His dad has his own issues, but the traits that I see is the same traits as his father, and I don't want to tell him that because it's gonna, crush his spirit, but it's, I don't know. I'm right now, I don't know what to do. All I just do for my child is just pray for my son every, like, I go to sleep praying for my son. I wake up praying for my son. Through the day, I'm praying, like, he's always on my mind, always on my mind.
How old is he?
He's 17.
17.
And it's like physically, emotionally, it's so draining to me because I'm just like, I feel like I never caught my breath. And my whole life has been pouring into him, and I'm not doing what is for me. Like, so. I didn't mean to get like this, guys, I'm sorry, but he's my everything, like, I've been through so much with my child, and I've been fighting, just, I'm here for you, like, through the good and the bad, like, I'm here, like, he had open heart surgery when he was a baby, like, he's a miracle child, that's why I'm fighting so hard to make sure, he walks across that stage to graduate. And it's just like, you're not applying yourself. And I know you're young, and I know, you wanna, be cool or whatever, but that life, you're not built for that. That's not where you come from. I've never exposed my kids to drug, I never exposed my kids to none of that. Like, I brought my kids up in church, like, so he's just following the wrong people. And, all I can do is just pray that he comes to his senses. And I don't know, but very, very hard, very hard.
I couldn't even imagine, but I really appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing with. Honestly,
And because of the stuff that I went through with him, I feel that with Asia, I probably missed some things with her.
Oh, girl, don't even, the tears, just don't, save it for the car.
So it's, and I can be honest and say that, right? So.
sure. Thank you again. How can I help? You're looking for a solution, looking for support,
I need solutions, so I need everything for him.
solution?
And it's like right now, he needs that male role model in his life, and he has it, but I just feel like the guys are being too soft on him. He needs somebody that's gonna, just put him in his place and keep him accountable.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's tough. Solutions aren't always what we want or expect them to be. Other times they are really hard. I would feel that for you, well, for him, yeah, give some help. I'm here to help. Again, we can set up a meeting. I have no problem just chatting with them and, working through some things with them. I'm sure Andreas would.
But my son, he has this thing, like, he'll tell you what you wanna hear in that moment,
No, this shit don't work with me.
right?
Yeah, he's really.
Like
good at that.
he's when like he will tell you what you wanna hear, like,
And he's had 17 years with you, so he knows how to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It works on him. And that's what's so hard as parents is that sometimes the boundaries that you have to put in place for yourself, it feels like you're hurting yourself and it feels like it's hurting the relationship maybe with him.
Mhm.
But you need boundaries for you have to save yourself.
That was the second one. First one, yeah, give him some help. I'm here to help. I'm just, mention he's here to help. But the other one is, you gotta set that boundary and you gotta take care of you. And you cannot help somebody that doesn't want to be helped. That's a really hard lesson.
That's very hard when that's your child.
When it's your kid, yeah.
I can
I
help
know.
you. I tell you right
It-
now, I can help.
It's extremely hard, and to be able to be that discerning, it's gonna take you building some more emotional, strength and resiliency. Yeah, it's
See?
gonna be hard. It's gonna feel hard. You can do hard things. You can't help him unless you take care of yourself. So you gotta help yourself. You gotta now put yourself first,
Mhm.
period.
See, I'm so glad you're here, Mr. Micah Brown, because I have been telling my business for the longest time. And like, obviously, like, I don't have a child, I am still the child, so I'm not gonna know what that motherly bond is with, her kids. But I had to do that. Yes, my brother may feel as though I don't spend as much time as he would want, or I may not check up on him as much, but I had to set that boundary because I don't have time to constantly ask somebody if they want to hang out, and then the day comes, I don't get a message. I don't have time to constantly check up on you because that's what you told me you want. And then a week later, I'm just not getting a response, and all it is I'm good.
But sometimes sorry to cut you up, sometimes for boys or young males that are on the come up, it's a completely different ballgame, like their perception of where they're at and at that point in their life, it looks very different because they're raised with mom and sister, right? So not having that male figure, first of all, for them, it puts a wall up, and that wall is not to necessarily be against you guys, but it's like you can't, it's like
you guys can't understand where I'm at, cause I'm a man, you know, like, he needs it from a man, so.
That, yeah, exactly.
So if he doesn't have an uncle or somebody that's like a male figure in his life, then that's why they tell you for young boys, from this age to this age, it's very crucial for them,
0 to 7.
right? It's very crucial for them with who's in their life and who's around them, so that when they get bigger, it's harder for us as parents to deal with them as males, because it's like, well, mom, you wouldn't understand, you're not my dad.
That would be something.
You know, like, I'm just saying, like, it's things that they say, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, sometimes it ain't that.
I find the one that has married parents, and they're still caught up in their friends and what's going on in their head, the walls are still up.
Oh, for sure, absolutely,
I don't think
absolutely.
that whole-
I'm saying it could go either or way. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for me. My son is 26 years old. And his father is still doing penitentiary time since he's 2.
Wow.
So the only male figures that he has in his life are my 5 brothers and me, who's always played the role of mom and dad. Right? So I've always had to, you know, come off harder or stricter, whatever it may be, but you're gonna stay focused, you're gonna listen, you're gonna do what you gotta do, and you're not gonna go to jail because you're not gonna be like that. Right? So
That's, yeah.
So for me, it was always like that with my son, right up until today.
Mhm.
You know, so I'm saying it's different, it's different, sometimes it could be a different approach, and you gotta think of different ways and stuff like that, because they're boys, right?
And it's funny you said that, cause I was just telling my mom that when we were having a conversation about it, I was saying that with how my brother is, if you want him to do something, you have to make it seem like he is choosing for himself. Because whenever he feels like we're making the decisions for him, or he feels like we're forcing something on him, or like we're trying to control something, he'll just shut us out. He won't message nobody, he won't call nobody, he won't come to see you, he will literally completely shut you, you don't exist. So I was telling my mom, like, to not get to that point, like, you have to try and like maneuver around it so he feels like he is making the decision, or like he feels like he has control of the situation, even though we kind of like manipulated him into
Trying to
getting
guide
there.
it,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but that's something, I don't know, I find it could go either or way, you know, some kids like, I've seen my son like play both sides of the fence, you know, between me and his grandparents. You know, but it didn't change nothing for me, you know. Your grandparents are gonna tell you one thing, your mom's gonna tell you one thing, but at the end of the day, we're both telling you the same thing, you know? So, I understand it, I get it, it's not easy, especially dealing with boys. I got 2, my 26-year-old is night, and my 20-year-old is day. Like, it completely like that. But when it comes to mom, like, I'm everything, you know what I mean? So what I say rings bells, like when I talk, they hear me, they listen. So I understand. It's not easy.
No, and I think just to, not even bringing it back, because everything, again, as always, appreciate everybody holding space for their vulnerability, because, one, as we always say, we never know what anybody's dealing with, we never know the backstory, but 2, it's important that we recognize that like, we're not alone, right? His story can connect with all of us in a lot of different ways, the same way as yours or your son's. But the reality is, as we continue to talk about, like, this is why, again, when we talk about budgeting is not just your finances, it's your time, it's your energy, it's your attention, right? How you invest, are you just consuming stuff? And, we can do hard things if we decide to, but we have to make that decision, right? And it comes back to that, as we talk about mindset and the perspective, and, 2 kids in the same house, 5 kids in the same house, doesn't matter, everybody is their own person. Right, and so you can give all the love in the world, but if somebody's headspace is on something else because something is quicker or sweeter, doesn't really matter all that. Like, it's important, they still need it, but it's not going to stop it, right? And we all know, there's some of the differences in communities, right? There's a lot of loss that continues to be in communities, and so it's, how do we, as you said before, right, take the wins one step at a time, you know, and do it in a way that stuff is on our terms, because it does take a team, whether it's a whole family, whether it's putting up the boundaries, whether it's finding new people like we did, right? The social media audit, right? Gotta cut some folks off to make room for new people. But at all levels, right? Like it really has to come back to like what we talk about. You're the business of yourself. That's why this is the program, right? So if you're not gonna run yourself like a business, you know, if you're not gonna treat yourself like an asset, and you're just gonna focus on the liabilities in your life, right? Just gonna put yourself in the passenger seat. It doesn't really matter what happens. It's like with the language, we're gonna focus on the negative, right? Like, for somebody who's in a bigger hole than you are, they only focus on the positive or only focus on, you know, action one step at a time. They can get there quicker, right? So that's why we gotta go at our own pace, but we have to be brutally honest with ourselves. Like we've been talking about. You can lie to everybody else, but you can't lie to yourself. Not that we promote lying, but
No,
just
I got
you 100% gotta keep it real. You cannot lie to yourself. Because you know, the more you do it, whatever it is, just like we talked when we had the monk on there, whatever skills, whatever it is that we practice, that's what we get as a reward, right? So we cheat or we lie or we take the easy way out. Every time you do it, it gets easier and easier to do, right? Compared to, oh, I'm gonna buckle down. Might be super hard the first time. Might take you 6 months, but then after 6 months, that routine, automatic, right? You're not gonna look left or right, not distracted, but you know, the facts are, as we continue to talk about, like everybody has struggles. Everybody has something they're gonna deal with. And so if we focus on like, oh, well, my struggle is my obstacle, and this obstacle, until it gets out of the way, I'm not doing anything. But somebody else is praying just to have those obstacles that we have. Right? And so that's why we gotta take it, you know, with perspective. You know, we do have, as we talk about in this, we have everything that we need internally, but we gotta go into some of the different experiences so that way, okay, hold on, it turned on this message that I knew, I remembered it, but I had to hear it from my grandmother, or I had to hear it from Micah, or I had to hear from the person outside the club, right? The message doesn't matter who it's coming from, but it's just when we're ready to hear that stuff, right? But I really appreciate you holding the space and obviously being vulnerable and sharing with folks. I know there's gonna be some follow-up questions once you dip out, so maybe we'll swing them over to you or whatever, but.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, if there's anything now, I'm here. I'm here for it.
Oh, wait, so. So how would I be able to contact you with the gym? Like, would I be able to see in your
Yeah,
Instagram?
there's something on
Okay.
yeah. Our email's on there too, so.
Yeah, I can share his email with everybody.
I already told my friend, so she'll be coming if I come.
But sounds like you're already coming, so. Okay.
Right.
Any other questions, insights? Oh, we have over here. We know, you started. We will when everybody thinks.
Oh my.
It will be lunch when we're done to God.
Very direct and very straight to the point. So it's hard to really ask the person a question right now. He said what he said and doing what he's doing. And he checked with us as soon as he got in the room. So.
Oh, yeah.
You can't really question that.
That's why I said or thoughts.
Those are.
Good, thank you.
Those are mine. Then I'm gonna do a job.
And you know, back on it, there we go.
All positive vibes, it was nice having you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You are very blunt.
I would say matter of fact.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be here. Thank you all for sharing your space with me and allowing me to help, you know, contribute to you all. And I hope I was able to contribute something to your success moving forward. So, yeah. That's awesome. I don't even want to leave. Get you some food. Get you some food, right? I'm with you though, bro. I need to eat too, man.
All right, let's give him a big old clap.
Yeah. Thank you. Can we take a picture? We need to take a picture.
Oh, I guess I do have a question.
Oh my,
Another one for you.
there we go.
Did you meet your wife in Florida or is she from?
No, she's from here.
Like Nova Scotia?
Yeah.
That's it.
One more for the road?
Oh, when did you get married?
2014.
Here's your
Her
stuff.
name's Kelly.
Get out of here.
What's all the news?
Oldest boy's name is Josiah, youngest boy's name is Jackson.
You want to
You want my
know
PIN number too?
Yeah, too.
Picture?
Yeah. Nafisa, you online, so. I'm
Boogie hit 'em.
Yeah.